Fine. So please concentrate for a few minutes, team. We'll complete in a half an hour. Yeah, please. So now I am selecting the battery, team. Suppose, let's assume I am selecting the battery for our home. So I am just taking some loads, that continuous loads. Suppose if my battery was not there, if my AC supply is not there, power cut, then what are the continuous loads I can see on my battery? Suppose if I want to take my refrigerator on the battery, so it is always speedily on, right? So continuously it is adding on the battery. And the next, I can say I don't know because I don't predict. I cannot predict when the battery will. So when the AC power will lost. If it is a morning, no need of lights. If it is the evening, definitely I require the lights. So it's your analysis. You have to take the lights as a continuous, or if you want to take the lights as a non-continuous. Suppose I want to take the lights in a non-continuous loads. I want to take lights, a 6 lights and 2 fans as a non-continuous lights. I just want to, how much time you want to operate this? These are, suppose, let's assume I want a fridge 24 hours. I want to operate 24 hours a day. And again, how much time you generally think the AC, the power will restore? If you just recall our from the last 3 years, what is the longest duration that power cut has happened at our home? I feel 5 hours. So I can select that 5 hours here. And in this, how many lights you just want to consider? How much time? Suppose 2 hours and 1 hour. It totally depends upon your requirement, or 2 hours. Or if you want to take this also continuous, you can consider continuous. And also momentary loads will be there. Generally, what would be the momentary loads? In the substation, I can feel that breaker, or at the fault, suppose a fault occurred, the breaker opened, the breaker closed it. Sorry, breaker opened, isolator open close. These are the momentary loads we can see in the substations. But in the, suppose in the house, there are, let's assume, some loads are on momentary loads which are happening at twice or thrice on a whole cycle of 5 hours. So I required a battery backup of 5 hours, or let's suppose for time being 3 hours. Okay. No, simple. This is the way of, if we are classifying the loads. Then, if you are saying, talking about the our substation, the continuous loads, I will generally see lights. Other is operating coils, which are continuously needs supply. And non-continuous loads, like some pumps or firefightings or whatever it may be. Sometimes it's not there also. No need also. Momentary loads, relay operatings, breaker closing, isolator operations. These are the momentary loads. Fine. So now I have to prepare a load schedule for this. So to prepare a load schedule, we required total load summary for our substation. So that was I mentioned here. So if you see the loads in the substation, so if you recall our substation team, wait a minute. If you just recall our single line diagram, we are having 33 kV feeders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these 5 feeders, 33 kV feeders. And these are connecting, having a bus coupler and having a 2 transformers. And these 2 transformers are connected to a bus. And again, a sectionalizer is there. And this is connecting to the double bus arrangement for the metering purpose, the metering, right? and we are having two lines going out and a coupler. So we have not come up to the protection level. For time being, I'm explaining here. So wherever the breaker is there, we are considering that this is a 33 kV panel. So all these control and relay panels having the all the relays, coils inside this control and relay panel. So we are having 5, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 33 kV panels and 220 kV panels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 plus one bus coupler panel and one this panel generally. And if the 220 kV line is having two panels, again we'll add two. So these are the number of panels, depends upon the combination of the relays and the controlling part of your substation. So these panels, all I have to list out because these are the emergency essential loads, relays, operating coils. And apart from this, if I want to give this battery also for the SAS, that also, and also for the some lights, it's upon your choice. So let's see here. I am considering what are the loads for my substation. Let's go panel wise. So I'm taking a 220 kV line panel, each 220 kV line panel having these items, which required a continuous loads and a momentary loads. Continuous loads and momentary loads. So from each 220 kV line panel, these are the data we will get from the manufacturer team. Suppose this is the relay require 50 watts continuously, and this is the relay requires 35 watts continuously. When these operate, it will operate master trip relay and lockout trip relay, which will operate at the fault. So these are the momentary loads. And for every panel, if I'm summing up all the loads, I am resulting to 176 watts of continuous, 12.6 watts of momentary load for single panel. Similarly, all the panels I have listed here. 220 kV transformer, and also I listed breaker. So the breaker is operating, right? So closing coil. I am not one. This is a closing momentary, and tripping is actually tripping. It's a momentary load, but also it requires a continuous for a trip circuit supervision. That is a 4 watts. Total 8 watts. So for each breaker, I require 8 watts continuous and momentary of 600 watts. And 33 kV transformer, 33 kV feeder, 33 kV bus sectionizer, and 33 kV pole breaker again. And also I'm giving a supply to the SAS lighting. On some miscellaneous, I'm taking some 100 watts as a miscellaneous. And inverter, some 2000, I'm having 2 watt, 2 quantity sort of. So these are all my continuous loads. But again, this is only for one panel. Again, how many 220 kV line panels I have again? I am having 2. So into 2. That results my total sum of the continuous and momentary loads of my substation. In a simple, so when you
standby load,
sorry,
standby loads are continuous loads.
Where you can see this?
No, sir, I'm not seeing standby loads. That's why I'm asking.
Means application. I didn't get your exact point. What do you mean by the standby loads?
I mean, the load schedule I saw sometimes standby loads also.
That's what. Yeah, this.
In my project, I used to see the load schedule. There was standby loads also.
What
There were 3
projects?
columns. Japura GIS. Japura, this gas compression plant.
Okay. So, sorry, I'm not aware of that actually.
I don't also have no clarity. I remember just, so that's why I asked. I'm also not particular about